Hello, my absolutely beautiful creative entrepreneur, and let me ask you a question. How are you doing? Are you feeling a little bit burnt out? Are you feeling like this thing that you love to do, you're not seeing the return on your investment, you're getting a little bit tired? The idea of making more content or seeing another client, you're starting to get anxiety before you're starting to do this work. Are you tired of working on your business and not seeing it grow or go in the direction you would really like it to go? If that's you, I just want you to know that burnout is, first of all, very real. I have been through it myself, so I can absolutely tell you what it is like to have the anxiety and the feeling and the exhaustion of burnt out on you when you're still knowing that you need to build something, you need to create something, or you can't even explain how to get out of the place where you are at currently. And furthermore, what I want to do in this video is help you not only get out of it, have to not go there again. So in this video, we're going to talk about how you can avoid burnout as a creative entrepreneur. Now, if we've never met before, I'm Dr. Stormy Grace, and I am in love with helping people build thriving businesses, love helping people build their YouTube channels. And I really do it so that you can truly love and enjoy what it is that you do, but also have a financial life that you can depend on. So I help you build profitable businesses and all of the little systems that make them work together. So if that's content that you're interested in, then this channel, this community is the place you definitely want to be. Let me just share with you right up front. I only talk about things that I have experience with, and burnout is one of them. And it's really because, first of all, as an entrepreneur, I am like willing to get in there and take things on. And when I feel like I've got an idea, I will just run and I will go with it. And as I started my business, I did not start with anything in place. I didn't put a particular model in place. I wasn't thinking really, really long term. As a matter of fact, to be honest, when I first started, I kind of thought what I was going to be doing was just going to be a hobby. And if it would have stayed a hobby, I could have just let it go and had no other feelings around it. But what happened for me is this thing that I had started doing, I really loved, but I was really exhausted. I found that I was working 24 hours a day. When I was with my family and I was in the same room with them, I wasn't really present because I was thinking about what needed to happen next or how I was going to get it to work out. And the fact is, I was exhausted and I was burnt out. So I can tell you how to get past that because I've actually absolutely been there. So let's get to it, because I don't want to hold you too long, because if you're already burnt out, you're maybe like, stop talking, girl, and tell me how to fix it. Okay, so first and foremost, you really have got to get some clarity around your niche. Who are your clients? Who are the people that you are working with? Now, first of all, I'm going to tell you, I do have another video. You can check it out on how to find your niche right now. And I also have some content in there that will tell you if you're not working with the right niche, here's how to fix it immediately. But what I can tell you as well is that when you're working with a niche that is not really your people, it will feel like you're putting your message, your business out into the world, and it's falling like into a pit of no return, or it's trickles, right? People are saying things, they're leaving little comments to you, and yes, that's nice, but really what's happening is you're launching a message out into a place where you can't really get that booming return because people don't really want what you have. They're not your people. So the first thing I think that you've got to do if you are burnt out or you are edging towards it is stop. Get really, really honest with yourself and go back and take a look at your niche. Who is it that you actually serve? Because the people you want to serve are first of all, the people who, when you say, I've got this message for you, they're going, hell yeah, that's my message. That's my solution. I need that. And if the people around you are like, yeah, I guess that's cool, those are not your people. So go back, take a step back, go back to step one and say, okay, really, truly, with what I've built here or with where I feel like I want to build going forward, who are the people that I am uniquely qualified to serve? And remember, when you're looking for who your niche people are, you are your niche people. So what you have, what you've already been through, and what you know how to walk somebody else through started with you in the first place. So come back home and see who you really are, because that's really who you can help. So right after that, what you're going to have to do is once you find out your niche people, is you need to find out how to serve them. And this is the biggest thing, is how is your business set up? What is the business structure or model that you're actually working with? Because if you're not working within the right kind of model, and that model has a lot to do with putting things on automation, selling things, delivering value when you can walk away from your business, it's doing it on repeat, but really delivering good value, you're going to get burnt out really quickly. Now, I can tell you that I did what most people do, is I started putting out a whole bunch of content and it was working and people were coming to me, and then I was doing a whole bunch of one-on-one sessions and my calendar was so full. It was so full. I mean, it was just back-to-back people all the time, one reading, one session over and over and over again. And of course, I got burnt out because there's only one of me. Well, then there started to be thousands of other people coming from YouTube into my business who were wanting to work with me. That was not sustainable. So if that's a model that you're working with right now, you've got to go back, get clear on who that niche is and who you serve, and then we need the right kind of model to serve them. So what it turned out looking like for me now is that I do courses. I offer courses, absolutely. So people can go and they're learning 24 hours a day. When they're ready for the next piece of learning to add to their journey and add volume and add value, then they've got something right there that they can work with. You know, the other way that I serve people today is that I do work in group coaching, because I want to be able to coach once or twice a week and really serve a big group of people who have the same question over and over and over again that I keep getting. And I want to just be able to help them walk through it right then and there. Now, I do still see one-on-one clients, but it is far less, which actually is a beautiful segue for me to tell you how to manage not going to burnout, is by, first of all, working with the right kind of people when you're working with them one-on-one. A one-on-one session with a client that is not your ideal client will literally suck the energy and the life out of you. And every ounce of energy you give to them that they don't really want your message, or they want you to figure it out for them, is going to be the next inch you take towards burnout. So first of all, get clear on that niche, figure out how you can help them, and then only work with your ideal clients that you really have a solution that can help that particular person or that group of people, okay? So really only work with your ideal people. Now also, to work with your ideal people, the next thing you've got to do is raise your prices, okay? Because what happens is we're out here trying to work with and be for everybody, and we're just not. It's not. That is just absolute terrain waiting for burnout, right? But then when your ideal person, you get it nailed down and they see that you really have a solution, you understand their challenges, who they are going to want to pay you the kind of price that you can demand for really offering a life-changing solution. So the next thing you're going to want to do is fix your prices, charge more, okay? And this is also going to, in a very gentle and I think graceful way, weed out the people who are genuinely not your ideal client, but they've been kind of disguised as being your ideal client, especially in terms of a one-on-one consultation, okay? It's going to gently and gracefully welcome them out of your sphere. Now, the other thing is, outside of your practice, what kind of schedule are you using to make sure that you're only working when you're working and you're being present in the rest of your life when you're not working? So this comes down to going back to pen and paper. Grabbing pen and paper, not doing it in your calendar, in your phone. Put pen and paper and actually write out everything that you're doing in a given day so that you can see how to structure your day in a way that puts you only working between these hours and these hours. And maybe that's in intervals. Maybe you work 2 hours during the early morning time before your family's up, before you're getting the kids going, before you go to yoga. You know, maybe that's how you work, and then you do a few more hours in the afternoon. But what is it on paper that you are using as a schedule to actually be strategic about the times that you need to click your head into I'm working mode, or click your head out of I'm not working mode, okay? The other thing that you really want to do to avoid burnout is start to look around you for how you can automate things. Put things on go, put them on repeat, put them in a state where they can automate and function and fire without you having to stand right there. There is no way you're going to work faster, harder, smarter, or better than an automation machine. And remember, your competitors around you who are making that money, who are making those deals, and you're watching them be successful and wondering why it's not happening for you, they've probably figured out some system of automation, realizing they're never going to work harder, faster, more than a machine. So automate where you can. And the next thing you want to do outside of automation is absolutely delegate. Delegate, delegate, delegate. I can't stress that anymore. If you're serious about building your business, you want this thing to grow, you don't want to hit burnout or you want to move out of burnout, what do you need to hand off so you can let somebody else do something that would be taking your time and attention from actually putting your time and attention into something that actually needs your attention? You know, one of the things I had to finally surrender, and I will tell you, it was like pulling teeth with me, and this was several years ago, but it was hiring a VA. I felt afraid, like, what if I make this investment in this VA and I'm still a small company, I'm not bringing in a lot of money, what happens if I can't pay her? And so you know what started happening for me is I started allotting space at my budget to pay her instead of paying for some other things. There were some other services I let go of in my small business to make sure that I could have her on my team, and she made all the difference. That VA made the difference because she answered emails, she filled out other little things that were simple fixes so that I could focus on running my business, like building the charts that only I could do, having the one-on-one consultations that only I could do, right? So delegate. And this also includes inside of your home. When you're looking at that beautiful schedule of yours, you know, what in your schedule is taking your attention that you could be handing to someone else? This was a big deal for me as my children continued to get older and I was running a business, because I'm doing the mom thing while I'm running a business, right? And I would be trying to do everything. Now, a non-negotiable for me is that my family gets home cooked meals every day, unless it happens to be Taco Tuesday and we're going to Taco Bell. Okay, that's just very real. But what I could delegate to my children as they got older were, you can do the dishes, you can put away, you can fold your laundry. And these were skills that not only were a delegation for me, but made sure that when my children got into the world where they're out in the world now, that they had the skills to do living and daily skills for themselves. So this is another place to look around. And sometimes delegation can be something that's very, very vulnerable and very tender to us. So sometimes what we're going to have to ask for help with delegating or getting support with this delegation will be to have an honest conversation with ourselves about what we cannot do or we need help with, and then have that conversation with maybe a partner. Those are some of the most vulnerable conversations I've ever had in my business and my marriage, is to go to my husband and say, I really need help with this. Is this something that you could take on, or can we find another solution to it together? Because I would like to focus on this in my business, right? So wherever your vulnerability is with delegating, I'm telling you that delegating is going to be an absolute game changer, because it allows you to put all your streamlined focus into only the things that you can do that will make your business really a success. And it gives you back a little bit of energy, a little bit of joy to put yourself out there and into the content, to the programs, to the courses, to the one-on-one, to the coaching sessions that you are participating in. So these are just a few of my tips on how you can absolutely get moving, getting out of burnout, or how to avoid burnout all the way around as a creative entrepreneur. Because like I said, it is a very yucky word. It's a disgusting place to be, but it is also very, very real. So we can use some mitigating tips to navigate around that. Now, if you've been experiencing some burnout, let me know that in the comment section down below. Or if you happen to be one of our friends who was in burnout and you've started to make your way out of it, let me know how you're doing that in the comment section down below. And definitely, if you apply any of my tips or my tricks and they work for you, let me know that in the comment section down below as well. All right, my beautiful friends, I love you a ton. If you have not nailed that niche yet, I want you to go check out one of my niche videos over here. And if you kind of feel like you've nailed a niche, but you're struggling and you haven't really got it, I can tell you why you haven't found your niche. So check out my other niche video as to why you can't find your niche, just right over here. All right, friends, I'll see you next time.